Alright, what's going on, GW Faction? My name is Joshua Williamson. So for this whole video recipe, I'm going to show you how to make fried calamari, which is fried squid, if you didn't know. It's very easy to make, a bit time consuming, but in the end it's worth it. This tastes amazing. It's one of my favorite seafoods ever, so let's get started. So to start off, on my cutting board, I have 1 pound of squid. Both are heads and tentacles. I have some heads and some tentacles. Now, some of you may be put off by the tentacles. Some of you may be freaked out by eating squid tentacles. But, in my opinion, they are the best tasting part of the squid. I think they're the best part. I could eat calamari if it was just tentacles any day. Heads are good too, though. But anyways, what I like to do with the squid heads is I like to cut it into 1-inch thick rings. Now, a lot of people you see cooking calamari, they'll cut the squid head into like really thin rings, but I like them on the thicker side personally. But you do you, whichever you like. And for the tentacles, I don't really do much preparation on them unless I see pieces that are really big. I like to make them as even size as possible so they cook evenly. So I'm going to take the biggest one I see and I'm going to cut it in half. And that's literally it. Alright, after I cut up all my squid, I put it all in this little bowl, and I'm going to cover all of them with buttermilk. Now, what the buttermilk will do is that it'll tenderize the squid. Now, see, a lot of people hate fried calamari because it's very rubbery when they get it. And the reason why it's very rubbery when they get it is because either they or the restaurant they got them from overcooked it, okay? So this will play a role in tenderizing the squid, okay? And another role coming up, I'll tell you later about some tips. But anyways, what you want to do is you want to put this in the fridge for at least 2 hours. Alright, so now we're going to make the flour dredge to dredge the squid. Now, in this bowl, I have 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour and 3/4 of a cup of rice flour. Now, the addition of the rice flour will add some extra crunchiness to the crust. Now, if you don't have white rice flour, you could also use cornstarch or potato starch. But anyways, what you want to do now is add 1 tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, then add 1.5 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Now what you want to do is just whisk all those together. Alright, now with the squid that's soaked in buttermilk, what you want to do is pour it through a colander and then shake out all the excess buttermilk. We don't need all that excess buttermilk. Now put all the squid in the flour mixture and then just toss everything in until everything is well coated. And tip, with the rings, you'll want to open them up and like put some flour inside them like this so that they're coated well. Alright, after you got all the calamari coated in the flour, what you want to do is put it back in the strainer that you used. Now, usually I wouldn't use this big of a colander, but I can't find my sifter right now. But anyways, what you want to do is just shake out all the excess flour. Now I got my deep fryer that I preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. I put some pieces of squid in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop it into the oil and I'm going to fry it for no longer than 2.5 minutes. It is extremely important that you don't fry it for too long. Only 2.5 minutes and not any longer, okay? If you fry it for way too long, it'll be extremely rubbery. After they're done frying, season them all with a little bit of salt. Alright, our fried calamari is done. Like I said, it was very easy to make, kind of time consuming, but in the end it's worth it. This tastes amazing, and like I said, if you had calamari before that was extremely rubbery, it's because it's overcooked. But anyways, this is so good. Let me take a bite of one of these tentacles just so you can hear the crunch. Let me do it one more time in case I didn't come through well. But if you tried this, leave in the comment section down below and tell me what you thought, whether you liked it or you hated it. If you liked it, you thumb up, hate you, thumb it down, and be sure to subscribe and become a member of the GW Faction on a journey to 10,000 subscribers. God loves you. See you later.